I mean, Texas Chainsaw, I think, is like, that's a big one. I mean, that's one people talk about a lot. And then, I mean, to be honest, it's Texas Chainsaw. I was never like Texas Chainsaw and Halloween are probably the closest I get to liking slasher type stuff.
Totally.
I was never into slasher stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's just nothing really beats Texas Chainsaw. It's just like very pure and everything. The thing I guess I liked about watching that was that it was incredibly kind of self-assured for like a first movie. Like it was incredibly well done. And when you watched it, it was the creepiness of it and this just slow feeling of dread that movie casts on you. That it's not, when you watch it, you're like, ideas behind it are gorier than what you're seeing. And I think that's why the second one I couldn't get into, because I was like, oh, it's like a parody of the first one. It's just like tonally, I didn't understand it. But that first one, I understood when I heard like Ridley Scott like watched it for Alien, because it had that same feeling of just, I feel hot when I watch. It's like you feel the humidity, you feel like this, like how smelly and disgusting that house is. I mean, I think the creepiest part of Texas Chainsaw, everybody talks about so many things. The part where she gets caught and the old man's driving her out and to the night, and you see the house in the distance at dark, and then the headlights illuminate the guy they picked up at the beginning, and he's just walking out there by himself at night. It's so creepy that you could be walking out in that area at night and come across that guy,
Have you ever been, like, in your travels, encountered a situation even remotely this dangerous?
No.
No? Give me the most uncomfortable.
Have you ever found yourself at the dinner table of a cannibal family?
Yeah, cannibal family.
I remember seeing it for the first time and thinking, oh, this is going to be really gory, and it wasn't gory at all. And it was like watching Psycho or something. It was more of a thriller. And again, it was the atmosphere of that film and the way it kind of leads you into the horror and the kind of situation that you're in was brilliant. I grew up in Oklahoma and that's shot in Texas, but I related to the kind of landscape and how hot that movie, you feel how hot it is. You feel how just disgustingly sweaty, and you could almost smell that house. That dinner scene, the long table with all those people, you can almost smell how awful it is. But how Tobe Hooper made something so visceral and so kind of deeply, deeply disturbing, and how it just unfolds. So I mean, just even they show up to that house and you hear the generator running, remember? And that's it. You don't need anything else. You know what I mean? It's just these people talking, you hear a generator running in the background, and there's just something unnerving about it. And then when that guy walks in and trips, and he looks up, and the first time you see Leatherface, and he hits him, and the guy starts shaking on the ground, it's so unnerving. And then he takes him in that, in the thing, and then now we're in score, that moment is just, that's got to be one of the best horror moments ever. That's your introduction to your main kind of monster or whatever. And I actually think the spookiest shot in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, when I think about it, is when he's captured her, the old man, and she has the bag on her head, and he's kind of like hitting her and going like, and like all this kind of, the amount of mystery and kind of ambiguity of like, who are all these people? Why are they here? How do they know each other? What is going on here? It doesn't explain it to you, and that's what's so terrifying. But I found that so unnerving that guy is just kind of roaming around at night, and the dread you feel, that you go, oh my God, that guy from the beginning, he's all this shit I've tried to dodge this whole movie. They're all related. and I'm about to have dinner with them. Very last shot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where he's swinging the chainsaw around, and it just goes, and just cuts to black. I remember seeing that in the theater, and still, whatever, it was 20 years after it come out, and everyone just stayed there. The credits rolled, the lights came up, no one moved. I mean, that movie it gets under your skin, and it's still really powerful. It's a real powerful piece of filmmaking, that movie. They're all still out there. I mean, the one guy got hit by a big semi, so he's gone, but Grandpa and everybody, they're all still there. Yeah. I like to think the sequel never existed.